Alright, welcome everyone. We're going to do a HT50 / HT70 setup. We're going to go through all the equipment we need for the setup. We're going to set it up on the ventilator and then set it up on the HT70 as well. So we're going to get started. All the stuff that you need to gather here, you're going to need your HT50 circuit. It's a single limb circuit. You're going to need your water bag, your reservoir. You're going to need two O2 lines, your bacteria filter, end tidal, your nebulizer adapter, two pressure line adapters, an O2 line adapter, a piece of corrugated tubing. If your ventilator doesn't have the proxy line adapter and filter, and a filter for the side. Also included is your inline suction catheter. And of course, you got your temp probes and your heater wire adapters and your tag. So we're going to get started on how to set up the HT50. The first thing you want to do, make sure your blue line adapter is attached to the proxy line. It's the furthest, if you're looking at the ventilator, it's the furthest one to your left. Okay. The next one is you always want to change the filter. This gets changed with every single ventilator setup and circuit change. You simply unscrew the screws here. You'll find a filter here in the back. Take this one out, put the new one in. Make sure this gasket stays inside the seal there. Go ahead and screw your adapter piece back on. And my filter didn't stay on there. So you really have to work with this as far as catching it in place. We have the little adapter pieces. These are in the department. These are not disposable. They should be reused. More than anything, they should stay on the ventilator unless you're setting up the ventilator with a blender. And they just simply adapt to the back right over there. So we're going to continue setting up our O2 line. You're going to need a pressure line adapter. You're going to stick it on here. You need a piece of corrugated tubing. The corrugated tubing just acts as a reservoir for the oxygen flow. You're going to stick this on here. Now, one recommendation I do have that I think everybody should get in the habit of doing is, I'm going to turn on the ventilator here real quick. Since we have a lot of bags hanging down in the general area of the ventilator, what tends to happen is the bags will get sucked in. The bags will get sucked into the ventilator. Basically, your ventilator will not suck in any more air because your bags are polluting the airway. So, one thing I do recommend is cut the corrugated tubing as deep as you can in 3 different areas. And it'll kind of give you a split like this and kind of prevent any kind of bag or anything getting trapped inside your corrugated tubing. Next, you're going to grab your O2 tubing. You're going to hook it up to your O2 adapter. And this, of course, attaches to your flow meter. Okay? Next thing we're going to put our reservoir on. And then we're going to grab our water bag. I'm not going to puncture the bag here, but this will just attach into your water bag. You're going to hang it up on the pole. Okay. One thing that we do have to be careful of, do not hang the bag on this lower pole. If your cart does not have an extension pole on it, it does need to you need to go find one and put it up on the extension pole. Do not hang it on this bag, it's hanging too low. Do not hang the bag on the monitor, it's too heavy. You don't want this coming down on one of your patients. So you have to grab this pole. You want this bag to be at least 20 inches above your heater. When you hang it on the smaller pole, it'll be right above your heater. Okay? So we'll continue on. We're going to grab our pressure line adapter. This is going to go right here. And then we're going to grab our single limb circuit. And you're going to find your piece that connects from the ventilator to your heater. I'm going to connect this right here just temporarily. And then we're going to pull out the main circuit itself. Now, when you pull off this circuit, you'll notice the corrugated tubing after this exhalation valve. This has to come off. If this stays on, this is going to retain a lot of CO2, so you have to make sure this comes off, and you could actually utilize this piece. What you're going to do is pull this part off here. You're going to grab where the blue 15mm adapter is, and you're going to stick it right back onto your right back on the front of your exhalation valve. You're going to grab this piece right here. You're going to grab the 15mm adapter that's on here. And you're going to stick your adapter piece right there. Take this 15mm adapter here. Attach it to your corrugated tubing. And then you're going to grab your bacteria filter. And this is ready to hook up to your ventilator. Okay? Next, we're going to grab our pressure line. This is the pressure line that is connected to the ventilator. And you want to grab the line that has the green adapter piece to it. And what you want to do with this, just kind of give it a quick measurement. You're just going to cut this. You're going to grab your piece that has the green adapter on it. Make sure it's long enough. You want to put this adapter line as far away as you can from the ventilator, but keep it on the dry side. So we'll hook it up to our pressure line adapter here. And this will connect to your blue proxy line adapter down here. Okay? Next, you're going to grab your exhalation line, and you're going to see you have two ends to it. Okay? This one is proximal to the patient. This one's going to be on the ventilator. What you want to do is you're going to cut. You have 3 steps here. You have 1, 2, and 3. You want to cut at the first step down. So your largest step, you want to cut it down, cut that piece off. If you don't cut this piece off, what happens is you won't have a great seal on your exhalation side. So you'll be prone to a lot of leaks or disconnections. And that's the cut. You're going to remove your bacteria filter from here. You're going to hook it up to your exhalation side. Push it in there as deep as you can. Just because that piece, this line itself tends to dislodge and goes unnoticed. And people sit there trying to figure out for a while what's going on. You're going to grab your exhalation line and you're going to hook it up to your exhalation valve. I'd recommend don't put too much pressure on this because these do tend to break sometimes. And you're hooked up. Sorry, you're hooked up to your exhalation side. I recommend that this piece come off, and only because we did have an incident where somebody connected the ventilator like that. Okay, so what you can do, just pop this off, throw it away. Okay, you're going to grab your circuit, connect it to your heater, and we almost have a completed heater here now. Next, you're going to grab your temp probes. Sorry, these are a little wound up in here. There's a little adapter piece on here that you do have to remove. It is kind of hard at times. I should remove this ahead of time, but I guess you guys can see my struggle. There we go. You're gonna hook up your other temp probe, and there we go. Okay, you're gonna grab your heater wire. Now in the ICUs, we always use both. In 5 West, we use the one that has the 3 adapters instead of the 2. Okay. And this hooks up to the back of your circuit right over here. Alright. So, you're going to grab your nebulizer adapter. Make sure it's capped off. Now this, you could either put it in front of the exhalation valve or behind it. I recommend you put it behind it only because it'll give you more flexibility. It'll loosen the stiffness on the patient side of it. So I recommend putting it right here. Okay. Our next thing we're going to adapt is our pressure line. And this will go right over here to your other pressure line that we set up. And this will connect to your green box alarm right over here. Okay? With the green box alarm, you're going to grab your cable. This simply just attaches in. Make sure everything here is nice and tight, and this gets plugged into the wall. And we have our pressure line set up here. Okay, to adjust your pressure line, you're just going to press the on button. To make changes, you press enter. Enter again. You may go up and down on your settings. You want it about 5 to 7 centimeters of water pressure below your PIP. So if you have a PIP of 20, you might want to set this about 15 with a delay of maybe 5 to 6 seconds. Okay? To turn it off, keep pressing enter. Or sorry, to get out of the setup, keep pressing enter. To turn it off, press enter and on the on-off button, and we're all done with that. Okay? So our circuit now is basically set up. We're going to run the cal test, and what the cal test is going to do, if you have to, you can, if you have to, go ahead and pinch the water off with some clamps if you want, or just don't poke your water until after the cal is done. So we're going to turn on our ventilator, and you're going to press the manual inflation button. It says press again. And now it's going to run its calibration. I would hold on to the tubing here, or I should say the cap, just so it doesn't blow off because it is putting pressure through the circuit. Like I said, you could pinch off your line to your water. Okay, so it says press on to vent. That means that we passed our cal. If for any reason it did not pass cal, you most likely have a leak somewhere. Another issue could be a damaged exhalation line. But most common is a leak somewhere in the circuit. Recheck your circuit, retighten everything, anything that can cause a leak. You could clamp any lines off, such as your pressure line that goes to your green box alarm. You could clamp all those off. Another thing that if it were to fail, all you do is press the silence button and then press the manual inflation button again, and that will kick you right back into doing another cal. Okay? So we passed our cal. We're going to grab our end tidal CO2. We're going to hook it up right in front of the blue corrugated tubing. We're going to put our OmniFlex on. And then to save the hospital some money, I'm not going to open the suction catheter, but we hook up the suction catheter, and now it's ready to go onto your patient. Okay? Your cuvette, your adapter just simply goes in here, and you're set to go. All right? So we're going to go now and set up the HT70, but I'm not going to set up the whole thing. I'm basically going to show you how it works the same exact way. There's an on-off button in the back. You can turn that on. What I'm simply going to do is just unplug everything here. You're going to grab your exhalation line. On the HT70, it's below the pressure line. You're going to grab your pressure line adapter. Hook it on. So you have the exact same setup that we just did with the HT50. All we did was just transfer everything over. To do your cal on this one, this screen will pop up when you first start it. Press circuit check and simply just follow the directions on the screen. It says occlude the patient, end of the circuit, and press accept to start. So we're occluded, we're all locked in everywhere, and we're going to press accept. We're going to run a circuit check. And I have a leak somewhere, I think. Yep. Whoops. So they said that it didn't pass, so I'm just going to retighten everything and make sure that we're good everywhere. I press accept, circuit check again, press accept, and we're going to include our circuit. Okay, so that time it passed. It says open the patient circuit, press accept to continue. We're going to take our cap off, press accept. You always want to do the calibrations without the suction catheter on. That's the most important. If you leave the suction catheter on, those are more prone to a little bit of leak, it seems like. And they will more often fail your cal. And we're passed. For the HT70, just to show you how to change the filter, we have the reservoir on the side. Remember, we could have we also have a little screw-on that has the pressure line adapter with corrugated tubing as well, and you can also stick the blenders on here. On this one, you simply unscrew both of these screws. And here's your filter. Pop it out, change it. Now when you stick this back in, this piece has to go in here all the way. If it's sticking out like this, these will still screw on, but you're going to have external airflow coming in through here. You won't get your correct O2 percentage that you're looking for. So make sure this area right here is in tight, and simply screw this back on. Grab your low flow O2 or blender, and usually all these have some kind of screw-on mechanism. And we're all set to go. And that's the HT50 and the HT70 setup. Thank you very much.